welcome back. And of course, as was mentioned, we are continuing with the last of our mayoral candidates actually for Open Your Eyes today and tomorrow. What is traditionally done on Tuesday, Thursday, we're bringing in on a Monday so we can catch up. And joining us today is the mayoral candidate for the People's United Party for San Ignacio, Santa Elena, Ramon Quiroz. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, TV viewers. Good morning.
Now, I do want to start off by saying, as we mentioned earlier in the show, that this is a segment that has been traditionally done for Open Your Eyes for the past 2 municipal elections. And an invitation goes to both major political parties to send their representative to speak about their platform. Unfortunately, after having both parties on board for the very beginning of the planning phase, the United Democratic Party, who were unhappy with the schedule that was laid out, decided to back out at the last minute. So we continue with our scheduled programming with the People's United Party representative. But Ramon, the rules still apply, so we have some questions that we want to get out to you, and also a time limit that we try to stick to as well, right? So we want to start off by finding out why you decided to enter into the political arena.
Well, first of all, you know I'm no stranger to politics now. I am the person that contested the last mayoral race in 2012 when they had the double elections. And it was a learning experience, I can tell you. Serving people is always an honor. You're always happy to help people, put that smile on people's faces, especially the people that are less fortunate. You know, you always are willing to give that helping hand. Actually, I did not choose politics. I think politics chose me. Why I say that is I was visited and I was asked to enter politics. And when I gave it that opportunity, I realized that there's a whole new world there. We see that in our community, a lot of people need certain assistance in different things, health-wise, sometimes advice. It's not always financial. It's just always to be there, giving them that sort of advice and companionship. And that's what we do. Other than that, there have been instances that you meet people with chronic illnesses that you need to go the extra mile and assist them. And that's what I've been doing. So last elections, I learned that we needed to work the list. I was new into politics. And that's what I've been doing. I think I am the only candidate that dedicated myself 3 years after I lost. What I did, I looked at the list, I met people, people that needed to be registered. Something as simple as a birth paper was preventing people from just applying, you know. And we did that. We facilitated them with all that help. And I can tell you today, I'm more than confident.
What has been the greatest lesson that you've learned since your defeat in 2012?
Well, one, to not take things for granted. I can say that. And also, I would want the general public to know that San Ignacio and Santa Elena is not a traditional red or blue. It has been proven. Even though people say it has been a red zone. Look at the statistics, look at the history. We are a swing state, we're a swing community. And we do that because we look at individuals. Today, I can tell you, I am really prepared for this. Last elections, I don't know, well, people chose to elect the incumbent. But today I'm running against a person that has been there for 12 years as a councillor. And I can tell you, I know I'm more prepared than he is. And the people are telling me that. The people are seeing how much we have matured in the past 3 years. And we're willing to serve. That is our aim, to serve the residents of the Twin Towns.
Now, given the fact that it is unusual or uncommon in terms of its formation, you have Twin Towns.
Right.
How do you plan to serve both communities?
Well, there's something that the residents of Santa Elena has been crying for many, many years. And they're saying we want autonomy. We want our own share of the pie. And to counter that, what we're doing is we're creating a service center to start with. We cannot say we will automatically open a full service office, but what we want to do is we want to create a service center so that people can pay their property taxes, people can pay their trade licenses, and people can go there feeling that it is in their town, and the money will then be injected directly into that municipality. What we're saying is Santa Elena has grown over the past years, business-wise. There's a lot of investment now when it comes to the Chinese community. They are investing in those big supermarkets, and other than that, the subdivisions have grown. And believe me, I can tell you that we are willing to work with the residents of Santa Elena. But the service center will be an initial start. We also want to work with them and start research or resource centers in the little remote areas of town. We want to equip them with computers. We want to equip them with internet, something as basic as that. Because we know the distance from the remote areas to town, and it deprives young people. See, growing a community is not only infrastructure. It's also working the social aspect of it. And we believe that if we can have better residents in the next 10, 15 years, we know that our community will have a better approach at things. And so that's why we want to assist Santa Elena.
And as a follow-up, because very often Santa Elena is treated as an in-transit point to San Ignacio. And we're talking about striking a balance between the two. What has been the reaction of people on the ground and the challenges from both sides of the town?
Are they different?
Well, you see, when you talk about the in-transit point, they believe that they should be given that equal share. Obviously, you see, it's not the same. All the investment and everything that is happening from the government side is happening in San Ignacio to a certain extent. Right now, presently, they are now working on the football field. But what we're saying is the residents don't only want equality, they want to be involved. They want that consultation. And what we're saying is that is where you start the game. When you get into politics, you cannot go in there thinking you know what is happening on the ground. You need to consult your people. And this is our stage. The PUP 7 is willing to do that. We're willing to sit with the market vendors. We're willing to sit with the business community. We're willing to sit with the residents of the town. And then we see, we do assessment of the area as well. You cannot just go in there and then expect you know it all. So the assessment will do that. It will encompass that. And at the end, we know that our manifesto has in its plan that we will make sure Santa Elena gets its equal share. Right now we have a problem. We are even planning of getting a transportation for transporting people to the local polyclinic. And why is that important? Because the town has overgrown. We are next to Belize City now. And at the end of the day, if we don't find ways to help our people, then we as leaders are not being proven. You know, we need to find ways to facilitate them.
So speaking about leadership qualities, what makes you the best fit person for the next mayor of San Ignacio and Santa Elena?
Well, I believe even though I've been in the opposition, I've been proven. I've been working with NGOs, I've been working with the churches, and I've been around. I've been a community boy, and I've never left. I've always been there working, listening to people. But other than that, I think it's not only me. It encompasses my group. You know, we have that youth, we have that maturity that is with our PUP 7. And I can tell you, I'm ready for the task. I decided to stay for the long haul. No other politician would just do that. I stayed in. You know, I made some sacrifices, but I know they're going to be paying off from March.
If you were to be chosen to be mayor, given the fact that the central government is from the opposition party, how do you see yourself actually financing the initiatives that you want to undertake?
Well, firstly, we want to do that transparency that is not available. We want that accountability so that people know exactly how much money is being made in the town. And from our assessment, we know that it is possible. Other than that, why would a central government badmine a municipality only by a color? I think now in politics, we as the young individuals, we're stepping up to the plate because we decide that that is not how it should be. We now need to work for the residents, for Belizeans. We're all Belizeans, and we want to work for the development of a municipality, or, well, the Twin Towns in this case. And I can tell you that if in case the present administration would boycott us. That would only reflect on them. It would reflect on them how they would want to treat their people from the municipality. But other than that, I know we can survive. The traffic department is a part of the council. The revenue we collect with the taxes is there to back us up. And one thing we want the residents to know is that when we get elected next week, we will then form equitable taxes. We will make sure we don't hold people to ransom. I don't know if you're aware, but what is happening right now is that if you're a taxi driver, and that is your form of income, but you owe property tax, you know that when you go to renew your license, you need to clear your property tax first. At the end of the day, we know that is not fair. How would you pay your bill when your form of income is by driving a taxi? And other than that, you should not do that. One is a fee, and one is a bill. You know, you cannot mix both. But at the end of the day, the residents are seeing that, and they then will decide next week, or this week, sorry, in 2 days, they will decide who to choose as their mayor. What we want them to know is that transparency will always be there. Service to them will always be there. We have 11 municipal fairs that has happened, and we haven't heard about any of them. We haven't heard of if we made money, if we lost money. We didn't see any financial report. We haven't seen the quarterly. Sorry, we haven't seen the quarterly reports of the year or annually report. I mean, at the end of the day, we know that those things are necessary so that people may feel confident to go and deposit their money there because they see their tax value at work, their tax dollar at work.
So revenue collection is obviously part of your platform of what you want to do if you get in as the next town council. What are some of the other areas that you are hoping will connect with residents so that they elect you? Well,
I can tell you, there's a lot of things. Well, the neglect and the abandonment that has been happening over the years with the subdivisions of San Ignacio and Santa Elena. Those are the things affecting our town. The dry weather roads, the poor lit areas. We need to address those things. I am even looking at assisting when it comes to security base. We're even assisting the schools now that when we get elected, we're installing 24-hour surveillance cameras in major schools in San Ignacio and Santa Elena. That is a plus. People love that idea, and they're saying, how can you afford it? How will you afford it? We have already found that plan. So that is why we're prepared, because we're looking outside of the box, and we're thinking outside of the box. Now, facilitating people with that plan, it makes people see that we have an interest on them, on the futures of San Ignacio and Santa Elena. Other than that, we're even thinking of creating that municipal policing, which is important because the police is stretched so thin in San Ignacio. From that San Ignacio hub, Santa Elena doesn't have a precinct. They don't have a sub-office. We're also even thinking about that. We have a lot of excellent ideas. There's something when it comes to financing that I need to touch, is that if you're delinquent for 15 years, William, you get a 70% tax cut. And then if you're paying annually for 15 years, you don't get an incentive. They don't give you no form of incentive to be a good customer. That is wrong. You're telling everybody to not pay for the next 15 years so that you get a discount. What we need to do is we need to compensate those people for being good payers. And that is what the PUP 7 plans to do for San Ignacio and Santa Elena.
No, it's very difficult to be able to, you spoke earlier about the hope that people would see past parties if you are elected as an opposition council and be able to make the proper investments. But the PUP councils that have been elected have said that it's been a very difficult process. Some of the work that people expect in their municipalities, things like infrastructure and other major developments, can only come through central government. How do you plan to try to build a relationship, or at least have outside funding come in to be able to take on larger projects?
Well, what we want also for you to know, there is something called the Municipal Development Plan. You are aware of that. And we need to now look at it, enhance it, make it more, put the priorities for the residents. And I say that because they have been injecting millions of dollars in projects that will become white elephants. And we need to now address issues that are issues of the day. We need to address the health issue, the education issue. That is the problem in our big municipalities, and they are not attending to that. You have children not going to school, which should be in school. What happens to that child's future? We don't think about only garbage disposal, taking care of the cemeteries, taking care of the drains. That's not only the responsibility of a municipality now, because we're evolving. We're becoming a bigger municipality that has more problems to address with. So what I'm telling you is, if we develop that plan, and if we prioritize with that money, and we inject that money into what will benefit majority of the residents, then we do that. You know, people would run to the Victor Galvez Stadium every morning to do a little jog, a little trot before they go to work. One day you reach there and everything is just locked up. Then you know they're investing $3 million in sporting facility. I'm not against development, but what I'm saying is consult with your residents. Get them involved. Maybe they can give you an idea, or they can give you suggestions that would probably benefit them. They're the ones living there. Some leaders, they just have certain posts, but they don't live in the area. They don't know what exactly affects the area at the moment. And if you would look at the development plan, believe you me, the millions that they spent on those white elephants could have been injected into priorities that are on that list.
So what are the people of Santa Elena and San Ignacio saying are their priorities?
Well, their priorities is attention to them, the health issue. You know what is sad, Marlene? What is sad is every week or every 2 weeks, when the minister holds clinic days in Santa Elena for his constituents, you have children there, doctors, and you have children outside waiting to get their shots and everything. That is not an adequate place for a child to go get his injections. You need a proper facility, so healthcare is an issue. Other than that, education and employment. On the municipal level, employment, we cannot say we have 100% solution to that, but we can assist. There are forms of creating more employment. It's not only subcontracting everybody, and then they bring their people from all over. Look at the Welcome Center. Everybody is proud. Well, this administration is proud of that Welcome Center. When they brought everything from our district, even the sand, even the blocks, even the workers, then how would you develop your municipality when you have to bring everybody from somewhere else? The present Joseph Andrews Drive that was conducted, everyone working on that majority was from the villages. And you have a lot of people out of a job that are just observing that. Other than that, when you go for the interview, they look at the list, the voters list, and see how you're pledged before they hire you. That is nonsense. Things like that needs to change in San Ignacio. I need to bring this up. The present dean of a tertiary institution in Cayo is outrightly campaigning daily with his UDP shirt, and he has his bumper sticker. Those things are wrong when you represent an institution with children that are going to be the future of tomorrow. What are you trying to do with politics? We need to change that, and that is why I'm here. I'm here to represent the voice of the unheard. I'm here to represent the people that normally keep silent and are hoping for someone to come and get things different, or to do things different. That's why we're here.
Now, you're talking about some of the things that you have observed that are critical. What are the priority areas for you as a mayoral candidate if you were to become the mayor?
Well, priority when it comes to basic infrastructure like drains and streets is the Cajalpech area, which is the highest part of San Ignacio and Santa Elena. What we've noticed is that those are the areas, one, for tourist attractions, because we have the archaeological site of Cajalpech there, and the roads are they're in a deplorable conditions that the tour buses struggle to get up there. Now, you look at certain areas which are less trafficable, and they're concreting these streets. Why? Because you have certain people that support you as a party. Your party supporters live in an area. One, that is wrong. Two, we need to also address the issue that when you cement the streets that are on the bottom and you leave the ones at the top, when it rains, the water brings up all that gravel and everything, and it pushes it right on the highway. Why would you fix a street on this side of the highway, which at the end of the day, the gravel comes from this side? It is obvious. Take your cameras to Cayo and look at that. And I say that is why they are not prioritizing. they're doing favoritism work. They're doing things that they believe will assist them. They have 4 subdivisions in Cayo, 2 in San Ignacio, 2 in Santa Elena, the main ones. They are investing in some little outskirts in the town, other than affecting 300-400 people at a time by concreting the main roads in those subdivisions, which will affect more people than it is affecting right now. You have to look at that. People are saying it, you know. When we're on the campaign trail, I've never been told, don't come in my house. Next to my opponent, he's getting that. That is why he's trying to mend fences right now, and he can't be on the show. But I'm here because I've done my job. I've walked those streets and I've listened to the people's concern. The people of Habla Hispana, the people that speak Spanish. Many of them came to Belize when they were children or they were born here. They come from the Hispanic background, and those are the people that are left outcast as well. And those are the people that they relate to me because, yes, I speak Spanish fluently. And I can speak to them and say, look, we're here because we're one country. We represent one community, you know, the Twin Town. And I have to look at assisting everyone equally. That is my platform, assisting everybody equally. And the past elections, I want you to know as well that the polling area 73, which is the Cayo North area of the Twin Towns, I won that area, which is traditionally a UDP area. And I won a 2-time incumbent. It shows you the fact that I come from that area, and it shows you that people are willing to assist me by voting for me because they know what I stand for. And now, thanks to Santa Elena, sorry Marlene, now thanks to Santa Elena, we have now this standard bearer that is with us, that Mr. Dan Silva. He is bringing back hope there as well. I'm not saying I'm not doing it personally, but this man has been a seasoned politician, has been there for over 15 years working with that community. People have appreciated this man so much that they are saying, we needed leaders that like you to assist this young leader. And I'm willing to take that on as an assistance as well.
Now, there are outsiders who will look at the landscape of San Ignacio, Santa Elena, and say that this particular municipality, these municipalities, have voted for the United Democratic Party for a number of successive terms. Is that something that deters you in this campaign? Do you, how much does it weigh on your mind in terms of entering into the election? Is it an opportunity or a challenge?
Well, like I tell you, if you look at the incumbent mayoral candidate, he won 2 successive elections convincingly. He won by thousands of votes. Last election, I ran against him. I, as a fresh young person out of the streets, and he as a seasoned politician, and I lost by a small margin. Not in San Ignacio, in Santa Elena. I can tell you, I've been growing ever since, political-wise. I've been taking advice from the senior people in town. Why should I be discouraged when the road is getting better? People are noticing that their lives are getting better, the specific politicians, but the residents, their lives are not changing a bit. So why that should give me more encouragement? And that is what I've been getting out there. So at the end of the day, if they would have been so confident, I guarantee you they would have been here today for this show, because they would have wanted to, according to them, prove what they're doing for those past 12 years. Now, what they're ashamed of is that they're not being accountable. That is so ashamed. They also have a situation that they haven't contributed their 3% to the municipal development project. And those are things they are ashamed of. Other than that, I can tell you, Belize City and San Ignacio have been assisted more than all the other municipalities through the central government. And they have an agenda. But at the end of the day, we have an agenda as well. Our agenda will be the 4th of March.
Now, just before we wrap, what are your final thoughts that you'd like to share with the voters from San Ignacio and Santa Elena?
Well, my final thoughts are that we, on this side, we have a clean slate. I have a clean record. And I can tell you that if and when we get elected the 4th of March, they will see a leader that will be proven to them. They will see a leader that is willing to work, and they will see a leader that will not be biased. That is what affects San Ignacio every day. And for us, if we start working that way, we will now encourage future politicians to get involved. I used to complain a lot. about a lot of social things, a lot of things affecting my community. And I was told, get involved. That is why I'm here. I got involved because of the criminal activity affecting my neighborhood. A young guy lost his life about 12, 13 years old, and it was right behind my house. And I said, that could have been me. That could have been my relative. Well, sadly, it was this young man. But we need to now prioritize in those alleys. We need to put lights on them. We need to make sure that they're safe for the public. And we need to do far more, and we need to attract people in our community. What we need to know too is that people travel from all over the world to go to San Ignacio and Santa Elena. We're a hub. We're a tourist hub. So we need to work on that. We need to put proper signs in San Ignacio so you know where you want to go. We need to put more people there to attract tourists, to do different things. We need to bring Mr. Hector Silva was a former mayor of the town, and he would tell me that in the weekends they would do activities so that people may come out and be entertained. Those are the things we need to do. Bring people together, consult with them, help the business community, and work forward. That is my agenda. That is my plan for the next 3 years. And after that, I will be proven if I would ever decide to be re-elected.
Ramon, we want to thank you very much for joining us this morning, and we wish you the best come Wednesday.
Thank you very much, William, and look forward to serve the municipality of San Ignacio for the next 3 years. For the people in Spanish, I would just like to say, por favor, salgan, apóyennos, denos una oportunidad. Queremos trabajar para ustedes, buscar maneras de asistir y mejorar la forma de vida para ustedes para los próximos 3 años.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and take our final break, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap-up, so stay tuned.